Hi, this is Sean, and this channel's called Wolf Dog Moon. And on today's episode of Comic Book Realms, we're gonna discuss and review The Incredible Hulk, Circus of Lost Souls, issue 217. So if you like this kind of content, smash that like button. Subscribe to our channel for more, ring the bell for notifications, comment down below, and share with your friends. Alright, let's get into this. Alright, so we're going to be reviewing this issue of The Incredible Hulk. And we've, on a previous episode of Comic Book Realms, we reviewed and discussed issue number 217, which was called The Incredible Hulk Unleashed. And we definitely encourage you to go check out that video for more context, because this is the one right after that one. And also, we have multiple different comic books. We did the Uncanny X-Men so far, and we encourage you to check those out as well, so that you can get immersed in these different epic comic books and learn more about them if you didn't have these in your collection previously. So if you've watched our previous episodes, then you know how this is gonna go. But otherwise, we'll just give you a quick recap. So what we like to do on Comic Book Realms is we divide up the video into two parts. The first part is a spoiler-free, kind of brief review of the comic, so that if you want to go ahead and not be spoiled and get this comic for yourself, you'll be able to do that and not be spoiled. And then you could come back after you're done reading it and watch the rest of the video and comment down below and get in the discussion. And then once we're done with the spoiler-free section, we give you a warning and we go into the spoiler section, where we go through the comic book and show you some of the marquee moments and discuss the epicness of what unfolds in the issue, and then give our final thoughts and let you know what we think about this comic. So definitely stick around otherwise, and give us a like and all that stuff if you like what you see. Alright, let's get into this one. So we got this awesome issue of The Incredible Hulk, and I'm gonna zoom in over here, Marvel Comics Group, and it says Triumph and Tragedy in the Marvel Manor. And you have this epic picture right here. I really love this. With you have the Incredible Hulk, and he's got this it looks like a python or a viper combination, like a python that's wrapping around him. Plus he's got this reinforced electrical harnesses on him to keep him from moving. He's clearly been captured somehow, and he definitely doesn't like it. And then you got these people in a cage. So you got these strange proportioned people in a cage, and then you have this guy right here, and he's saying, "Even if you escape, Hulk, those you care for are doomed." So this guy's called the Ringmaster, and he's appeared before in The Incredible Hulk, one of the early issues, I believe. And at one point, I actually had that comic, and I have to go through my collection and see if I do. Over the years, for various reasons, certain comics got lost along the way. But I think I had one of the issues the very first issues that this guy appeared in. But that's another story for another time. But in this one, you get a really cool, single issue comic that an entire kind of fairy tale, like a folk tale type story, plays out in this issue. So you have very much, a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is a complete story that takes place in this issue. You have very much like a Grimm's fairy tale or folk tale, or something like Hans Christian Andersen plays out in this issue, which is really awesome. So you get this Marvel Comics blend of action and also, the outlandishness of green, Goliath that the Incredible Hulk is, and all of his idiosyncrasies and stuff blended with like a Hans Christian Andersen type folk tale or Grimm's fairy tale. So it's pretty awesome in that way, and this issue is very unique in my opinion in that way. You definitely get a lot of flavor in here, a lot of color in terms of the different characters and stuff, and they really jump off the page, and you really want to get behind these different new characters in this issue that the Incredible Hulk meets. And the emotions are really strong in this one in terms of these different misfits. Like the Incredible Hulk is very much a misfit. He just wants to be left alone, and so that he can search the earth and find peace. He's always looking for peace, and he has this terrible conflict that he's always meshed in, and he's has this conflict that he always has to face. The fact that once his anger and rage subsides, he can revert back to Bruce Banner, and then once that happens, he's locked in a kind of prison inside Bruce Banner's mind. And so the Incredible Hulk just wants to wander the earth and find peace, and he can never do it as long as for example, Bruce Banner is in control, because Bruce Banner's always want to get back to being just into the civilized world, so to speak, where he's he's back in a regular job, and he's back in his scientist laboratory, and he's back to doing stuff for the government, for example, whereas the Hulk just wants to be free. So that's very much the backdrop of this issue, and you have this villain in the Ringmaster, who he comes into the fold, and he has his goon squad and his minions that do his bidding, and he has these specialized powers and stuff that he's able to get people to do what he wants them to do, even if it's against their will. And so as a backdrop, you have that epic tale where you have these different this two different factions, a group of misfits that are akin to the Incredible Hulk, and just looking to find some kind of happiness. And then you have this other faction that wants to oppress and take and control these people so that they do what they're told to do. So it's really cool in that way. It's really neat that, okay, you get a comic book that is very much like a folk tale, and you get these different awesome interactions, and there's some funny bits in here, but there's also some heartbreaking moments in here, and you really get a lot of the feels, so to speak, the emotions of the different characters that and the different story that plays out in this issue. So growing up, this is one of my all-time favorite issues of any comic book, and so we definitely wanted to showcase this issue on this channel. And so if you don't have this in your collection, we think that you would really be thrilled with this issue. Like it takes you on an awesome journey. You get a hero's journey that plays out in this issue, and it feels very much like a folktale. And so definitely give this one the Wolf Dog Moon seal of approval. So definitely think about and consider adding this to your collection, or you might be able to get your hands on a PDF of it, or find it in some kind of graphic novel collection, or at a flea market or something like that. So check out this issue, and again, this will end the spoiler-free section, but we do encourage you to listen to the rest when you've picked up this awesome issue of Incredible Hulk, Circus of Lost Souls. So now we're going to enter the spoiler zone. Hold on one second. Alright, so here we go. We're going to get into this. And again, I love this. You're going to have to disregard this mark. Somewhere along the line, I traded a kid at school for this comic, and I think I just traded some candy for it. And so, but somewhere along the line, I think a marker got on it. He had, he had markers or something, but you'll just have to ignore that. But the I love this drawing and how the whole layout and stuff. And I like how this theme of including under the Incredible Hulk the name of the issue and stuff. So, and I love this, the colorfulness of it. You got the pops of the pink and stuff like that, and you have these carnival type performers and stuff. You know, the rogues gallery of misfits and stuff. So let's jump into this one so we don't get, this won't be too long. But here you go. Here's the particulars of who worked on this. I really like this artist right here, and so I like his style of drawing and how they you know, how he really brings out the muscles and the different facial expressions and stuff. But this one starts out with this awesome soliloquy of like about the ocean and stuff, and how the Hulk finds himself washed up on this beach after he, in the previous issue, and again we encourage you to go check out that one for more context, but he was battling this creature called the Bi Beast, and they fall through the sky, and they must have fell into the ocean, and we don't know what happened to the Bi Beast, but the Incredible Hulk washes up onto the sea here. So already what's cool with this is he's washed up on the sea, and the way they present this is it's kind of like he's been transported in a way to this magical land, like a fairy tale or a folk tale, where he's this issue very much takes you on a journey, as if he's, like I said, it's almost like I don't know if you're familiar with Japanese isekai works, where in the isekai works there's the protagonist. He's from like our time in our present day life, and he falls into either like a type of fantasy world that's this other world, and that in Japanese it's called isekai. And then he has to follow the rules and the different magics and stuff like that exist in that fantasy, this other world, like such as ReZero or Overlord, or these different ones like that, Sword Art Online. So kind of like those, the Hulk finds himself now transported in a way into a fairy tale type folk tale type story. So it's really cool in that way. So Hulk wakes up, and he's trying to remember how he ended up here on the beach. He, like I said, he was fighting this Bi Beast, and all of a sudden, you know, he has to figure out, you know, what he's gonna do, and he's hungry. So he smells food in the distance, and he comes upon this circus wagon. And so right there, you kind of have this magical sense, to, you know, this feeling of, you know, he's been thrust. He actually pulls apart the ferns kind of to reveal this new magical world he's entering. And because this circus wagon is completely out of place, just kind of, it looks abandoned in the woods or whatever and stuff. So he wanders over, and right away he's attacked. And of course, the Hulk, he doesn't suffer fools gladly, and everyone's puny to him, so he easily swats them away. And then right away, he's like, "What are you?" So we get this awesome image right here. This image is very evocative of this fantastical story that plays out in this issue, where you have this misfit, the Incredible Hulk, who he's been kind of scorned his entire existence and hunted, and there's always people trying to kill him and lock him up and put him in chains or make him do their bidding. And now he's comes face to face with other misfits. You have this monstrously overweight lady, and so she's the fat lady of the circus. Then you have this super slender, super tall, elastic looking type guy. He's very sinewy, and all of his features are elongated. And then you have like a dog faced man, and then you have a mini person, and he's even called Major Minor. So you get these awesome characters that like you would find in a fantasy story, where like Sword of Shannara or something, you come into the woods and there's these rovers or whatever you want to call them, or tinkers or something, where they're on the fringes of outside of society, so like carnies and stuff like that, where they are eking out a living based on the fact that they're misfits, and that people will want to see them and either laugh at them or have like a sick fascination with the fact that they're such misfit people. And so going further on, Hulk finds that they're very friendly and accepting, and they already see in the Hulk that another misfit so they have like a kind of a kinship right away. They're kindred spirits. So you have this accepting, this mini minor guy, Major Minor. He's very he's like Napoleon or something. He's so small. He acts super macho and super. He's like smoking a cigar, I think, and so. But they are very much kindred spirits, and they welcome him right away and open their hearts to him and explain what they're doing in the middle of the woods. And they even offer to give him food and stuff. And they introduce him to this new character, which the Hulk's surprised by all this. People just attack him right away. So tanks are trying to blow him out of the sky when he's jumping around. And so right away, this friendship is a shock to him. And also, a lot of times people are friendly to him, but they have their own agenda or whatever. But these people don't. They're genuine, and they're like wanting to be his friends and stuff. So they introduce him to this very special person in their life, this Miriam. And so the Hulk sees her, and she's beautiful. She looks like she's got perfect skin, perfect eyes, perfect everything. And she accepts him immediately as well. But she's kind of sickly and frail at the same time. And so the Hulk listens to what they have to say, and she's very friendly to him and stuff. And he's reluctant at first because so many people have just tried to exploit his kind heart and stuff. But these people are actually, they come across genuine and stuff. And so they start to tell him about why they're in this forest by themselves and what they are trying to do. And basically they're on the run from the ringmaster that you've seen on the cover of the issue, and his goons, which is the other people in the circus of lost souls. They're lost souls because they are in the circus whether they want to or not. Whether they want to be in that circus or not. So right away he joins their band, this merry band of misfits. And so they come to this ravine where the bridge is knocked out. And so they're kind of despairing that, this stuff always happens to us. What do we do? And why does this bad stuff keep happening to us? We're trying to do the right thing and stuff, but there's all these obstacles in our way. So the Hulk is like, you need a bridge? I'll get you a bridge. And so what's really cool is he just pulls a tree out of the ground. He thinks to himself in his mild-mannered way, and he just splits this large tree in half and turns it into a bridge. And they're all excited and cheering and stuff, and they're able to go over the bridge. And then later they're all talking about it and having a good old time, and they're sitting around the cook fire and stuff. And so these people, they're on the run, and they're also kindred spirits. They're not looking to exploit the Hulk in any way. They just welcome him, and they're feeding him and telling him stories and stuff about why they are here and what they're all about. And so they each, and it gets to the point where they've been talking so long that they start to get tired, and they're like, we can talk more in the morning. And they're very open and stuff about that. And they expect that because their motivations are coming from a genuine place, they just gonna go to bed and rest, and they welcome Hulk to do the same. And so Hulk is sitting wondering what he can do to protect these people and stuff. And then so this lady Miriam comes out to talk to him and stuff. And so what's cool in this issue, I thought this was cool, they have an advertisement for Frank Frazetta artwork and stuff, which I thought was cool. You could get his stuff from the comic book. I don't know if they do cool stuff like that nowadays. And then you got this ad right here. This sport a boy grows up with. His dad's doing it with them with the rifles and stuff. And I thought that was interesting. Like, here son, here's what you need to put food on the table sometimes, you know. And so she's talking to him and she's welcoming him to and explaining. Myra just lets you know what she thinks. She always has to do that in the videos. She chinks her collar and stuff. And she likes this issue too. That's what she's saying. So you have these great interactions. They're very heartwarming and stuff. And Hulk is, he's worried about her because obviously there's something, you know, there's some kind of issue with this woman. And she's, you know, she keeps getting sick and stuff. And there seems to be no cure for it. So she's passing out. And so Hulk gets really upset. So these other guys that were sleeping and stuff, the misfits come running out and they're like, don't worry, she just needs to rest. This has happened many times before. And they're trying to, you know, bring down her fever and stuff. And so these are kindred spirits. They're very much genuine in their love for this woman and stuff. And so it's really sad in that way. But right away, when they're trying to treat her, this is where things turn in terms of, yeah, the bad guys show up. And so the wagon starts shaking and stuff, and she's so frail it could put her over the edge. So Hulk smashes through the back, and right away he's attacked by this horrific demonically sized python controlled by this woman right here. And so they're being attacked relentlessly, and they've been hunted. Obviously they were being hunted down, and so these guys go into action to protect their new friend and help also keep Miriam safe. And right away you got these interesting characters there, like this guy's a cannonball guy who, you know, he's get blown out of the cannonballs at the circus show. And so he's attacking with a lot of force using his head and stuff. And the Hulk, he breaks free from this python. So no puny python is going to defeat the Hulk. And then you have this cool interaction with this Ringmaster, and it tells you down here that he appeared in Hulk number 3. Which again, I had that comic, but I'll have to see if I can dig it out. But it's epic because this guy, he remembers the Hulk. And so he also remembers how to defeat him. And this Ringmaster, when he can't order people around or control them in other ways, he has another ability where he can just hypnotize them. And he hypnotizes the Hulk and gets him to do his bidding. And this evil clown right here, he takes Marion, and they're going to do nasty things to her. They have these horrible plans for her. So now Hulk is like a statue. He's completely hypnotized. And the other misfits, they got defeated and thrown in these cages. So they're very much being held against their will by these demonic, evil goons. And so they're wondering what the heck they can do and stuff. Meanwhile, this Ringmaster has sinister plans for this Miriam. And he wants to get information out of her. And she's not willing to cooperate. And so they're trying to break free and stuff. So this skinny guy right here, but it's to no avail. This Ringmaster, he has them locked down. But what's cool is this mini miner guy notices that the bars are bent. And so he's able to escape with everything except for his hat. And he runs over to the Hulk and he starts yelling at the Hulk about, to try to get him out of this trance that he's in. And he's under a demonic spell. And so the guy's just telling him the truth over and over again. And finally it clicks in the Hulk. And especially when he hears about this woman he kind of swore to protect in his heart. And so he breaks free and all hell breaks loose. The Hulk just smashes everything. And he means business. Now he's not gonna, he just tears them out of their prison. And he just completely disassembles and destroys their wagon that they're in. So he's destroying everything. And now there's this Ringmaster screaming and stuff for his goons to come out, and they all gang up on the Hulk. And then you have these interesting characters. You have the Snake Woman. So now you have these two factions facing off, And these guys, they mean business now. The misfits, they're not playing around anymore. This is a life and death struggle. They've had enough. And so this guy does this awesome move where he's saying, you can control this snake and stuff, but I'm more agile and I have a brain and I can use it, and this snake doesn't. And it ends up making a knot out of itself. It's epic. And then this is one of the best parts in the comic. This guy says some nasty things to this woman, and she's like, you don't scare me. And so he's like, oh, really? And you're not going to get out of my way? Then I'm just going to go through you. And so you have this awesome, he gets, up to speed here. He rushes at her and smashes into her. And then she says this awesome thing. She's like, I think you've got an overinflated opinion of yourself, fella. And he just bounces off her, because without the added velocity you get from being shot out of that oversized pop gun, I'm just a whole lot more woman than you're able to handle. And he bounces off of her. And so then she just sits on him. Now, why don't you just make yourself comfortable while I tell the story of my life? Awesome. He's out of commission now, and he's been squished. And then the dog-faced guy takes out this serpent lady, and he tells her, I ain't playing around this time, lady. And then you got this awesome interaction and fight between this satanic, demonic clown-looking guy, and he looks like something out of It or something. And then this guy just does an awesome move and takes down his cycle, his tricycle thing. And Hulk easily destroys these puny dweebs that think that they can gang up on him. So Hulk is the best. Hulk is strong. And the Ringmaster, he wanted to use this Miriam lady, find out all her secrets, because you find out now that she's from the ocean, and that there's this whole world under the ocean and treasures to be found. And so Hulk's messing up his agenda. And so he tries one last time. I love this, how they did this with these boxes. You have him giving his commands. These goofballs, these like demonically possessed evil goons, they always think they're right somehow. They explain what they're doing and why they're doing it, and what they're doing is wrong, but somehow they think it's right. And so he's gonna just hypnotize the Hulk again, but this time the Hulk's too angry, and he's just thinking about this Miriam woman. And so this guy starts to finally, now he's scared, because nothing he can do is gonna work. And so I love this series of illustrations and how they do them. It's like the camera ends up zooming in on the Hulk's eyes, and he's burning with rage, and it's righteous rage. He's not gonna hear anything this guy says. So I'm gonna jump over to here, and now he's in panic. He's terrified and stuff, and Hulk's like, little man is not even worth smashing. So what's even worse, he's just like, okay, you're finished. I don't even have to worry about you. You've soiled your pants or whatever now. So hold on 1 second. Alright, so we're getting close to wrapping this one up. So what's awesome is this lady, she's still worried about the Hulk. But the Hulk already took care of business, and she knows that this guy's so evil and stuff. But the Hulk's like, I got this under control, don't worry, he's done. And so he takes her back to her bed and stuff, because she's so frail. And so you find out, she finally explains that she was so lonely when she was in the ocean and stuff. You find out that she's a nymph. She's like a mermaid or something, and she needs to live in the sea, just like the Hans Christian Andersen story, The Little Mermaid. But she finds that she was looking for true friendship in the ocean, and she was lonely, so that's why she came to the shore. And but she belongs in the sea, so if she doesn't go back to the sea, she'll die. And so the Hulk's sad about this, and he takes her in his arms and goes off towards the sea with her. And these guys, it's really cool, these kindred spirits, they know what he's doing in the bond that Hulk has formed with this woman. And so now they're like, he needs to do this on his own. And so he goes to the ocean, and she explains that she needs to return, but her heart will always, she was looking for somebody to be a true friend, and she found a true friend, but now she has to go back to where she belongs, and her heart will always be with the Hulk. But it's sad because the Hulk has finally found another kindred spirit, but she has to leave him, and so she gives him a kiss and stuff, and then he takes her. There's this awesome picture right here, and she says, "I pray thee, Hulk, think kindly of me, for I shall always think of thee." So it has this awesome epic feel to it. This is an awesome ending to this kind of type of like fairy tale type issue. And it says here, "And when at last the tide recedes, once more the Hulk is again alone. For a time he stands and stares out to sea. Then he turns and walks off down the beach, leaving only his damp footprints behind him. And soon even those are gone, washed away by the sea. Only the sea, after all, is eternal." So, awesome issue. I'm going to give you my final thoughts now. But we'll wrap this one up. But this is one of my favorite issues of all time. Again, you get this awesome fairy tale that plays out where you also get this macabre, like Motley Crue, Rogues Gallery type of misfit, circus performers, and you got the epic circus of the lost souls, because this ringmaster is able to basically steal their souls in a way by forcing them to be his slaves, and the ones that choose to support him and stuff, they're the lost souls as well, even worse. And so you have these people in the cages and stuff like that, and then the Hulk is thrust into this between these two opposing factions, between good versus evil. So this very much is good versus evil. We got the hero's journey, and this epic tale plays out in this one issue, and it's awesome. It also I was telling my son this, that the TV show that they had back during the 80s, I used to really like it. Me and my brothers would watch that. I think sometimes it came on before the Dukes of Hazzard. And at the end of every episode, the Hulk would be left alone. Like the Bruce Banner character would be leaving and walking to the next town after he saved the town that he was in previously. But there's no place for somebody who turns into this green monster and stuff, and so they always played this sad music at the end, and it's bittersweet that he has to say his goodbyes and stuff. He has no choice, and now he's on to the next town and the next people that need his help, almost like a gunslinger or whatever that needs to go to the next town that he needs to clean up. And so I almost when I get to the end of this issue, I hear that music that they used to play during that 80s TV series. And something like the sad music that they play at the end of the movie First Blood. If you've ever seen that movie with Sylvester Stallone, the Rambo movie. So this is an awesome issue, highly recommended. This one gets the Wolf Dog Moon seal of approval for the comic book realms. I don't know, you might be able to pick this issue up relatively inexpensively. It's one of those issues, there's no Death of the Green Goblin or something like that makes the issue, or the first appearance of Gambit, or one of those things, or Venom or something, where it shoots the comic book price up. You might be able to pick this one up relatively inexpensively. I don't know, you can let me know down in the comments. I already had this issue, so I didn't pay 35 cents for it. I think I traded like 10 hot balls for it or whatever. So definitely recommend this issue. It's an awesome issue, and you get these awesome characters and interactions, and you really see the Hulk and the emotions of what it's like to be this jolly green Goliath who's just looking for to find peace and happiness and just to be free. And he's always thrust in these situations where these people want to turn him into a carnival attraction, or just keep him from destroying their evil plans and stuff. So definitely encourage you check this one out, and we hope that this video finds you having an awesome day. and we hope that you have a blessed day and that your spirits remain high. Signing out.